What's up, everyone, and welcome into 365's Big 12 newsletter, your Oklahoma State edition. I'm your host, Alyssa Brandon, taking you through all things Oklahoma State sports. If you want more content from 365, you can go to 365sports.video and get that newsletter sent to your Gmail every Wednesday. But we're here to talk about Oklahoma State. Let's start it off with football. Although it might not be the most successful sport on campus, Oklahoma State didn't lose a football game this week as they were on bye week. Coming off their second bye week, Doug Meacham talked about it on Monday. It was a chance for the team to get healthy. They've been nagged with a lot of injuries, specifically at the skill position, dealing with injuries at quarterback all year. Some of the offensive linemen, wide receivers banged up, but coming off a week where they just got to rest, practice a bit, they should be coming in healthy versus a Kansas State team who was largely predicted to be one of the top dogs in this conference, and they've kind of been here and there. 4-5 in the 4-5 overall, 3-3 in the Big 12. Also coming off a bye week, but before that, it was a loss versus Texas Tech. We know how Oklahoma State fared against Texas Tech. They're the big dogs in the conference, it appears. But big things really to take away from what Doug Meacham said on Monday was this was just a great opportunity for his team to get healthy, and they're still searching for that first Big 12 win. So they'll look to do that at 11 a.m. in Boone Pickens Stadium this Saturday. But another big thing he talked about, and that's kind of been in the rumor mill, is what is the situation with Hauss Hejny? And as he's been sidelined with that foot injury, talks at the beginning of the year thought he may be able to come back at this Kansas State game. Right now, he's not listed on the depth chart, and when asked about it, Doug Meacham said he still has to have that conversation with Hejny and his family to see if that medical redshirt option is what he wants to take so he can preserve that year of eligibility, or if he's the kind of guy that wants to go ahead and kind of burn that for the sake of the team. Meacham talked a lot about how Hauss Hejny's really been a team guy through all of this. He traveled with the team to Kansas, even if he didn't have to, but looks like he said Meacham said they're going to have that conversation. So still up in the air whether Hauss Hejny will play this season. So we'll continue to keep you updated on that. But yeah, Oklahoma State obviously improving on the defensive side of the ball, even if the scores don't show it. But it'll be a lot for them to see if they can limit Avery Johnson, who moves the ball obviously with his arms and on the ground. I mean, just seven rushing touchdowns on the year for Avery Johnson. Containing the run was a problem for Oklahoma State versus Kansas. They had a few running backs that exploded on them. Obviously, now Kansas State doesn't have Dylan Edwards. It was announced that he would be entering or looking to enter the portal next season. Another key miss here is that Kansas State doesn't have their starting inside linebacker, Romaine, who's been their leading tackler for the whole year. So if Oklahoma State can exploit some of those short game passes through the middle of the field, Oklahoma State could have a little bit of success on offense, carrying over that good performance from Zane Flores versus Kansas, but we shall see. Moving over, now what I really want to hit on here, hopefully I didn't take too much time on football, is basketball. Basketball is back in GIA, and let me tell you, GIA was rocking for men's basketball specifically with that win that Oklahoma State got on Sunday, 87-63 dominant win over Texas A&M, one of the first SEC schools Oklahoma State has faced in a while, and it was truly over from the beginning. It was obvious that Oklahoma State was kind of overpowering Texas A&M. Texas A&M, a team that shoots at a high clip and really strong offensively. Oklahoma State defense was actually able to shut them down, which is something that Lutz has said that that's the area they need to improve on. It's a really good shooting team. They need to improve on their defense. They absolutely improved on their defense. And a quick story, Pop Isaacs, Texas A&M guard, one of their best shooters, airballed one of his first three-pointers in the first half. From that moment forward, the student section and all of Gallagher-Iba had a massive airball chant going every single time that Pop Isaacs touched the ball. Pop Isaacs ended with 8 points, 1 of 8 from three-point range. So obviously the fans in Gallagher-Iba have already been a huge factor, and Steve Lutz is saying that he hopes those fans continue to keep that up. If they do, this Oklahoma State team could be dangerous. Obviously, a tough conference they play in for basketball. They've been moved up to 50th, though, in the KenPom rankings, which is ninth, I believe, in the conference. So they have some tough opponents, but could look to make just a little bit, be a little bit of a, just watch out for other teams playing Oklahoma State. They could upset you, especially early on in this year. Now, moving it over, last one I want to hit on is the women of Oklahoma State Cowgirl basketball. Before I started filming this, they were 4-0. They are now 5-0. They've played 5 games in 9 days. And they've been shooting at an absolutely unbelievable rate. They're averaging over 100 points per game. They just finished off a win versus Prairie Valley A&M, 105-55. And it's just been an effort from all around the lineup. I mean, Micah Gray, 25 points, Haley Timmer, 20 points, and then Achol Akot, 15 points. They've had, in their last game, I believe, they had 7 players in double digits. So it's been, JC Hoy has talked about it. It's selfish, unselfish cowgirl basketball. That's how they play. They like to hit the most open person. Even if they got a look and they're the most open out there, they like to pass the ball. And it's working out well for them so far. And just a really cool thing as well. I mean, averaging 105.8 points. According to Fox Sports, the team is the number 1 in the nation in 3-pointers made per game. And then they have the top 3 leaders in 3-pointers made in Girardi, Timmer, Gray. Lena Girardi, a girl you have to watch out for. She's a freshman, but she's shooting at the highest rate for Oklahoma State Cowgirl basketball right now and could be really dangerous towards the end of the year. They just wrapped up versus Prairie View A&M. Like I said, their next game, they'll have a little bit of a break here now that they've had such a really, really long stretch. Their next game will be November 19th versus St. John's in New York. But Cowgirl basketball on a high right now, ranked number 20th in the AP poll. They started out 22, so they're making a rise. So everyone better watch out for them, as well as men's basketball. So we will continue to keep you updated on both of those sports. Football wrapping up, 2 games to go after Kansas State. And that's all I have for you right now for Oklahoma State sports. This has been the Big 12 newsletter. I'm Alyssa Brandon, and we'll see you next time.